Hi, I'm John. I'm one of the development chefs here at the M Kitchen. Is there anything more satisfying than decorating your own Christmas cake? I'm going to show you how in a few simple steps. Let's get started by simply heating up some marmalade. We can warm it up nice and gently on a low heat. What we'll do is we'll then separate it out through a sieve, pass the rind through. For a perfect finish, we turn our cake upside down. Now what we need to do is brush it all over with a warmed marmalade. So over the top and around the sides. This will help us stick our marzipan. We need to fill in this gap around the bottom of the cake. Best way of doing this, make a little sausage out of this marzipan. Roll it between your hands, put this around the outside of the cake. This will fill in the gap, so when we're putting our marzipan over, we'll get a nice, neat finish around the outside. This might seem fiddly, but it'll pay off later on for our nice finish. And now we're ready for our next step. We need to cover our cake with our marzipan. Just move this to one side, and we're going to dust our table with some icing sugar. And then we're going to roll out our marzipan. Just place it in the centre of the icing sugar, get your rolling pin, and just roll it out into a nice circle. We need to roll out our marzipan large enough to cover the tops around the sides with a little bit of excess for us to trim off later. So we're now ready to drape our marzipan over our cake. The best way of doing this is to roll it around the rolling pin to help you move it onto the cake. So if you just wrap it around one side of the rolling pin, just pull the rolling pin back along, and you'll be able to lift it up in one motion and over the cake. So we're now ready to smooth the outside of our cake. Smoothing the marzipan around the cake and trimming off any excess with a knife. As we're smoothing the marzipan, you'll find you might get some pleats. The best way of avoiding this is just to push down with your hand and just move them around and ease the marzipan around the sides. This is where the sausage around the bottom really comes in handy now. And now we need to trim off our excess. Using a knife, just go around the outside of the cake, just cutting off all the excess marzipan. And now we're ready for our icing. Lots of icing sugar again onto the table. This will stop our icing from sticking to the table. So we're just rolling out, same way as we do with the marzipan, just keep it moving around and keeping it nice and straight. We want a nice big round, exactly the same as the marzipan, and this will help us cover it and get a nice smooth finish around the tops and around the sides. Exactly the same way as we do with the marzipan, we need to drape our icing over the top of the marzipan. Again, with the rolling pin, top tip, just roll it back over the back of the pin. You'll be getting good at this now. And then we're ready to move over our cake. Again, just using the back of my hand just to smooth out the sides. And now I think we're ready to trim off the excess of our icing. Once again, using a sharp knife, just go around the bottom of the cake. Just give yourself a little bit extra room around the bottom of the cake, and this will just help you tuck it a little bit under to get a nice smooth finish. And now we get to the best bit, we get to decorate our cake. I've chosen to make some little Christmas trees out of the offcuts of the icing, but you can decorate your cake however you want. Using the water and the back of your finger, just pat gently along the Christmas tree. And then using some of these decorations, we're just going to sprinkle them on. And now ready to put them on the cake. Again, just a little bit of water, dab it onto the cake. And then we're ready to lift our decorations on. Using a palette knife, very gently, just lift it on, stick it down. Once again, just a little bit of water, this will act as a glue. Stick our other decorations on. We also have some little snowflakes here, so we're just going to dab them around the outside. Again, these are nice little decorations. And there you have it, your perfect Christmas cake.